Hello students, it's Friday afternoon, 3:04 p.m. and first of all I want to thank you for your patience in me getting this feedback to our week 4 work up to you and the grading, but that is all complete now. And I also want to say that because I did not get a participation forum up for week 5, it was going to be a critical thinking participation discussion forum. I did not get that up for week 5, so in a timely fashion. So everyone will be receiving, everyone will be awarded the participation points, 20 points for week 5, and we'll just be moving on to next week. Okay, so about week 4's activities, there was a lot of work. There were 3 chapters that you had to review, as well as the Rory's Guide section, Project Stay, Student Success Center video. A lot of work that went in, and I would like to focus my feedback on your participation discussion board, which was about time management, because I just want to share something with you. So first of all, everyone that did the participation forum, only about half of you, I'm sorry to say, your responses were great. You followed instructions, and you had good tips, and especially I wanted to note that your recommendations that you gave for Tina, they were great. They came out of the textbook, and so, but I want to share with you, so thank you for that. I want to share with you a little personal story, and because this week for me was a week where things went wrong from the very beginning. And so without going into any details, by the time I had time to sit down and do grading was yesterday afternoon. And so I pull up the grade book, and there's 126 items in there that need grading. And so what I did was I graded quickly, and I didn't I didn't respond to your discussion forums. I read them, almost scanning, right, to move through and get the points in. I checked your certificates; those were relatively easy to grade. Your worksheets were relatively easy to grade. With the answer key that I was given. But on the discussion boards, because I was able to sit down yesterday afternoon, and I had about a 2-hour window before I had to move on to other things, what I did was I didn't do it perfectly. I didn't do it like I normally like to do it, which is carefully read every one of your posts and reply in a individualized and meaningful manner. That is what interaction is all about. And without that, we're not connected online as teacher and student. But because of my situation last week, I was way behind, and frankly, I absolutely forgot to add that participation forum until it was Wednesday afternoon that I even actually remembered that I had said I was going to do that, and I didn't. And then it was Thursday afternoon before I had a moment to sit down, 2-hour window, to do some grading. So I made a decision, and that was to stop the bleeding. I have a huge task in front of me, 126 items to grade. I have a 2-hour window, okay? I need to get the task done. So to stop the bleeding, because as Friday starts, there's no more time. I mean, I'm already up against it. And I know as students, you are going to run into situations where you feel like this. And with my personal experience as a student, you can do 2 things. Well, 3 actually. Maybe it's 2. But personally, my choices always were, for whatever reason, I can't focus, and do it as well as I know I should. And usually that's because of procrastination. When I was a student, I was a real bad procrastinator. And I would do a little bit, I would be excited at first and, get started on a project and lay out my timelines and, get really excited and plan my time. Okay, so like Wednesday, like this many days of the week I'll be able to spend this much time, and then in 2 weeks time I'm going to have this stellar project to turn in. And I would get all that ready like day 1 and 2, and then life would happen in between and I would procrastinate and do other things. And because, see, my trap was, I'm so well organized, right, from the very beginning that, I can drop a day of, I said I would dedicate an hour this day, I can drop it. I'm so well organized, I've got plenty of time to work with, right? And next thing you know, the end of the 2-week time is approaching and I haven't followed my plan of action and now I'm up against it. And so this is the time of decision. And for me, it was so hard to do something and turn it in when I knew it was less than what I was capable of and what I had planned to turn in. It was very difficult for me, and truthfully, sometimes I would just say, to heck with it, I'm not going to do it. Okay? And I share this personal experience because I guarantee there are plenty of students out there that were like me when I was a student. And so when you get into this situation where you cannot do it up to your expectations, right? The time is no longer there for whatever reason, emergencies, procrastination, for whatever reason, you're going to hit a situation where I no longer have the time to complete this work to the best of my abilities and up to my expectations and how well I had planned to do it. So you can choose to not do it because it's not going to be perfect and it's not going to be good, or you can do what I did yesterday with the grading of your discussion boards. I didn't respond to you all. I read them very quickly. I got your points in because I had to get it done. As a student, I encourage you to, first of all, follow your time plans. But because life happens and you're going to hit situations where you don't have the time to complete the project like you had planned, get it done, get it turned in, even if it's not perfect. Stop the bleeding so you can move forward. For me personally, because of everything that happened this week, I feel like this week in this class was a wash. And I know you guys have been busy turning stuff in, and I've gotten emails and I've tried to reply, when I could. But for me, it has been so far off my radar. I feel really bad about how this went. And so yesterday I found myself in that familiar position. It's like, I don't have the time to do this right, and it hurts to do it not right, but I've got to get it done, So just remember this lesson. This is just me sharing to you. When you hit that situation, I encourage you, go ahead and get it done. And even if it's not perfect, right, you take your licks, you take your lumps, but you live to fight another day. I see students all the time that just quit because they're not going to turn in something good, and they know it's not as good as it could be. And instead of doing that, they just take a 0 or quit. And I'm telling you, don't do that. Get it in and move on, and live to fight another day. Learn a lesson and keep carrying forward. Perseverance is going to be a big part of all of you that succeed in getting your degrees. And it's not going to go according to plan. There's going to be bumps in the roads. It's going to get messy. You think around finals time, how messy that gets. It gets messy. The thing is, you just get it done and get it turned in, because that's your best shot at succeeding. So anyway, I appreciate your patience. Everybody gets 20 points of participation for week 5 awarded to them, without a discussion board. So maybe that's a little consolation. But the grading is up to date and we are moving forward. And next week is week 6, and I'm looking forward to kind of a fresh start for me for week 6 because week 5 was a rough one for me, guys. So thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Email is the best way right now because the subscription maybe not working for the Ask Your Instructor discussion board. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again on Monday, and have a great weekend.